Being of service while suffering. Hello and welcome to Dumi's Daily Grind. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you're doing well. My name is Dumi and my journey began on the 13th of October 2021. Here I talk about recovery, spiritual growth, mental health issues, sobriety, relapses, and spiritual well-being, focusing mainly on the daily work, the grind, that goes into finding peace of mind, contentment, and freedom from addiction, life's hardships, and daily struggles. And I hope that together we can find some solutions, inspiration, and motivation on living healthy and clean, and travel together on this journey toward finding enlightenment or perhaps some peace of mind. Some of us have been going through a lot. We have experienced illness, death, financial challenges, and some of us have been asking ourselves a lot of questions. We have had a lot of opportunities to introspect and really look at what is truly important. Well, let me speak for myself here and say it has been difficult. I remember how it felt like to lose my main source of income at almost a blink of an eye. That very day when South Africa shut down, I had absolutely no idea what emotional, spiritual, and mental turmoil I would find myself in just a few months later. The fear, the anxiety, not knowing what the future held or what I would do going forward. I was covered with the uncertainty about the very same things I have taken for granted for so long. Mostly losing the security of knowing you will earn an income at least once a month and will be able to pay your bills. It was a rude awakening, but boy am I glad I am on this journey to finding that awakening. So today I'd like to talk about the importance of service while suffering and look at whether it is possible and what benefits we can have from being of service. And so, first I'd like to look at what service actually means within the context of my journey toward recovery. Being of service simply means to be helpful or useful to something, whether it is a person, a group, a community, or a cause, without expectation of a reward. When we are suffering, being of service may be the most difficult action to perform, next to giving gratitude while in pain. We all suffer from hardships at some point in our lives, and I would like to acknowledge that although the level of hardship may be different from one person to the next, the level of suffering is the same because it is in the eye of the beholder. Some of us have experienced burdens through loss, illnesses, heartache, disappointment, sudden change that we were not prepared for, broken relationships, and more. Abraham Maslow created a classification system which reflected the universal needs of society. He describes the pattern through which human motivations generally follow, meaning that in order for motivation to arise at the next stage, each stage must be satisfied within the individual themselves. These are stated as physiological needs, safety needs, belonging and love, self-esteem, cognitive needs, aesthetic needs, self-actualization, and transcendence. Why is this important to this presentation? It is a valuable assessment tool usually utilized in the fields that involve working and taking care of people, especially the ones amongst us who have chosen to help others as a profession and dedicated their lives to servicing of others. However, here we are referring to the kind of service that is performed without any sort of compensation. For more context into this idea, you can refer to the book that he wrote called Motivation and Personality. The original idea states that a lower level must be completely satisfied and fulfilled before moving on to a higher pursuit. However, it must be stated that that idea is contested today, and it is believed that these hierarchical ideas overlap with each other. If one is struggling to meet their physiological needs, they are unwilling to seek safety, belonging, esteem, and self-actualization on their own, and therefore we should take care of our basic needs in conjunction with helping others. Sharon Eakes states, "Finding oneself by serving others may seem paradoxical. The word service has gone out of style. Today it often conjures up images of military service or customer service. Its broader meaning, though, refers to kindness, acknowledgement, and making a difference. A life of service gives us a break from self-absorption. It shifts our focus to others, and a life of service must be freely chosen. Still, there are times when we find ourselves serving because the situation requires it." Mahatma Gandhi was quoted to say, "The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others." Making a contribution outside of our lives helps us keep our lives in check and lays a solid foundation for us to build our success upon. Receiving and giving back creates a balance we need as we grow. It is said that if you only focus on your own needs, you will stay in survival mode, and even when you reach success, you will fall right back to where you started, as being of service has been known to be the combiner of the Maslow stages or levels. We can make as much money as we like. We can buy all the material things we want to own for whatever purpose we are trying to fulfill. But we have realized now that when money is not a factor, we are left on our own without others. Living a life of service gives meaning, and we know that meaning leads to fulfillment, and fulfillment leads to positive energy that gives us a boost to improve our current situations. In the Bible, under John 13, verses 10 to 17, Jesus says to his disciples after washing their feet that, "Do you understand what I have done to you? You call me teacher and Lord, and you are right, for so I am. If I then, your Lord and teacher, washed your feet, you also ought to wash one another's feet. For I have given you an example that you also should do just as I have done to you. Truly, truly, I say to you, a servant is not greater than his master, nor is a messenger greater than the one who sent him. If you know these things, blessed are you if you do them." Being of service opens up your view to the world as a whole and allows you to play your part through giving to others, and helps you in feeling the gratitude and then paying forward the gifts you received. Service helps you get away from the negativity you may be constantly feeling right now. If you are going through any hardships, and focus on helping others. Being of service provides us with positive responsibility and builds our self-esteem, which is a great ingredient required to be able to dust ourselves off and find solutions to repair the damage we have experienced. It is critical in the process of recovery, no matter what the suffering is. If you are interested in recovery, try these suggested actions, as I will, and let us see what impact they could make in our lives. Reach out to someone who needs help. Make a donation if you have some funds. Make yourself available to your community through giving back using a skill you are comfortable with. Perhaps mentor a few young people who may be unemployed. Volunteer your time to a cause you believe in, such as your church, people you know who are suffering from one ailment or another. An animal shelter, give your time to your soup kitchen. Share your experience with others, as this may motivate another to give life a chance. Be kind to your neighbor and help if they require. There are so many other ways to be of service, and the ones I mentioned above are some examples to start with. Let me quote Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., who is well known for refreshing Bible stories. As he said in his last speech delivered a day before his assassination, on the parable of the Good Samaritan, I imagine that the first question the priest and the Levite asked was, "If I stop to help this man, what will happen to me?" But by the very nature of his concern, the Good Samaritan reversed the question. "If I do not stop to help this man, what will happen to him?" This means that even when we are late, in a hurry, afraid, lonely and tired, suffering ourselves, we need to take a minute and ask ourselves how we can be of service. How can I help another today? I hope these messages, mostly not my own, can help us, even slightly, feel better and be willing to attempt service. Let us see for ourselves what results we can get out of all this advice, so we can discover who and what we really are and start recovering from our suffering. Thank you for your time, your support, and being with me on this journey to finding serenity. If you enjoy listening to me, please subscribe and let your friends, your family, and your tribe know that they can also join us on this journey toward finding serenity and some peace of mind. Until I see you next time, stay well and God bless you and keep you safe today. Let us be diligent with the work required to achieve our goals, experience serenity and peace of mind. The answers are always right in front of us and will be revealed if we truly seek them. Let us be present, conscious and intentional in our lives and grow positively to achieve the happiness we seek. I would really appreciate to hear from you, and I can be contacted via email at tumisdailygrind@gmail.com. Please send me your thoughts, your ideas, and motivations, and let us start the conversation we all need to hear. For now, goodbye, and thank you for listening till the end.